What's up everyone? In this video, you're going to see lots of shooting stars and a few questionable lights in the sky that I call blinkies. The reason why these things are so questionable is because you're going to see lots of satellites in this recording going all over the screen, and for most of these blinkies, you lose sight of them where an obvious satellite clearly passes through the night sky. So for me, it's hard to say this weird flashing light in the sky is just a satellite, and you'll see what I mean. So if you've been looking pretty closely, you would have already seen a few satellites go by. They're pretty dim, so it's pretty hard to see on a phone, but on the computer it's not so hard. But and then you've seen lots of shooting stars already. So on this night out, I actually went with my cousin, and it was his very first ever CE5 experience, and he's never even listened to the meditation. And it's a meditation done by Dr. Stephen Greer, and I think there are a few different older meditations that he's done that are probably on YouTube. I've got the app. It's like a $10 app, but it's a pretty cool app, and it's pretty much it's worth the money. So me and him are listening to that, and right now we've got our eyes closed, and about halfway through the meditation is when these blinkies start showing up. And honestly, there's quite a few of them that show up as we're meditating. And the whole point of the meditation is to kind of help guide the aliens or ETs, whatever you want to call them, to your location, and so that you can have a peaceful and friendly interaction with them. Our first blinky that we have is one I've never seen before, and it's just because it's green. I've seen plenty of green shooting stars go by before, and this is just clearly not a shooting star. It's just a flash in the sky that's green. And then you'll see it again in super slow-mo. I had that slowed down to about 16 times. I wish I could go a little slower, but I can't just because of the editor that I'm using. And then this is about 5 minutes later. Here in the top left of the screen here, you're going to see a blue flash in the sky. And back down here at the bottom of the screen, we're going to see another flash, but this one is white. So I recorded this with my cousin as I was getting pretty sick, and the night we went out, I was kind of tired, and you can kind of tell from my voice that I'm getting sick, and I was kind of in that state where you're sleepy but also kind of hyper, kind of, you know what I mean? You'll be able to tell, I guess. I was just in a pretty good mood because I was going out to do this with my cousin for the first time, and I was excited. I wanted him to have a good experience, and I think everyone should do this. My camera likes to turn itself off and stop recording after about 40 minutes, and so the first thing you're going to hear, unfortunately, is me cussing out the camera a little bit.
You bastard. It stopped.
How long were you stopped? Shame on you, camera. Ooh, see that? Oh, no, you didn't. That was a good shooting star. Oh. Oh. Did it get it? It might have got it. Did you see that big one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I really sound right now, but most of the time I just think that I sound annoying when I listen to it. And so I just put like a loop of like the crickets going or whatever. And tonight it'll probably be the sprinklers. Well, I'm sure I got some sound of the crickets going and stuff before the sprinklers even started. Might have to do that because I don't know if the meditation thing is like copyrighted. I think that sitting in like a lawn chair would be ideal. But Trevor's truck was not at home. He keeps his lawn chairs in his bed. You cold? You could wear that blanket. It's a Tinkerbell blanket. You can see the Milky Way. Don't know if the camera would be able to see it. I don't want to move it too much because if you should always listen to your gut if you feel like you should be looking at a certain direction or what. I feel like I should point the camera south, but I kind of asked the aliens to come from the north. Asked them to come from the Uintas, which is the northeast. There's a cluster of stars right here. Boom, 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 boom. I think it looks like a bow. And I envisioned them being coming from like around the bow. So that's why I wanted you to face that direction, because I was gonna do that from the start.
Most of these flashes in the sky or blinkies, we never even see because they're fairly dim and they're just so fast, and there's a lot of sky to look at when you're out here doing this. But you just saw a super quick one in the top left corner there. And then you're gonna see what I'm gonna call a weird satellite. I don't think it's a satellite, but I wouldn't call it a UFO. You'll see how it flashes and then it disappears and continues on its trajectory, and then it'll come into view again, flash, and then disappear again. And not even 5 minutes later, here is another good example of that. there are satellites in the sky that you can see are clearly satellites. They're just a very small, dim object, and they will fly all over the screen, and they go through these areas of the sky where whatever these blinkies are going through. And if there was some object or some obstruction or whatever in the way, then it should make the satellites disappear as well. But now we're going to get into when we actually start seeing blinkies like in person, and you're going to get to kind of see our reactions a little bit and hear a good story or two.
I just saw Blinky.
Where?
It was right there.
I thought you said they don't like it pointing at it.
Well, I wanted to show you where it was. And we're gonna turn the camera right there-ish. Come on. Come on back. Say hello again. Sometimes they take 10 seconds, sometimes they take 5 minutes, sometimes they take 20 minutes. And sometimes they're in a totally different part of the sky. And they don't go in straight lines. Sometimes. Sometimes they do zigzags. I've had that happen one time. Ain't no satellites doing zigzags in the sky, let me tell you that.
Well, when I envisioned them coming, I envisioned them to find like Salt Lake and then go towards Heber. So Salt Lake is kind of in that direction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it was following me. Although I was kind of showing it the canyon, like how I go to work, sort of, to get here.
I usually just look at the Uintas because the Uintas, there are two mountains, I guess, two ridge lines or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Like the Uintas go east to west, and there's only two mountain lines in the whole world that do that. And so I try to look at the United States, and then I zoom in to where the Uintas are, and then I zoom in on those, and then I go southwest, and you see the Valley of Heber, and then you zoom in a little more to my location. It wasn't a super bright one, but it was definitely a Blinky. I'm glad there was some action. I wish you could have seen it, but the night is young.
My eyes are not good at seeing things far away.
Well, let me tell you, Max, they're pretty far away.
I need to go get another prescription.
It's 2:22, so we'll go for another hour and then call it 3:20. And then I'll do the goodbye meditation because I don't want, like, imagine like traveling across galaxies to get to somewhere because some dude wants you to come say hi, and then he leaves before you get there. I'd be like, okay, I'm never ever picking up the phone with you again.
do apologize for the background noise and for all the annoying cars going by. We didn't get to go very far, like out of the city this night because he got off work pretty late, and that's just the way it went.
If you do this enough, something astoundingly, absurdly redonkulous will happen. And then, if you're like me, it just, it is night and day. It changes your life. It's like seeing is believing. And I saw. And I've seen. Huh?
Well, what did you see?
Well, I told you about the first one. The best one that I've seen. We parked here in this parking lot, and you know where Casperville is from here.
Yeah.
So we walked to Casperville, and pretty much like the road to Casperville, if you're walking down it, then the road will turn left, and it's like basically right next to the river. But we stopped right before that turn, and we decided. Did you see that flash? You were
Where?
looking that way.
Yeah, because I was trying to see if that's a airplane, but it's not blinking. But I think it is, just really far.
I don't see anything.
Well, it's moving to
No.
the right.
No, it was around here.
Oh no, I was looking down. And
No,
right.
I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and then I looked at you, and you were looking that way.
Yeah, because the airplane caught my eye.
Yeah, lots of things that'll catch your eye. Try to ignore the airplanes, though.
Well, I'm trying, but it's like seems closer to that blinking one. It's over there, but it's like up there, and it seems further away.
Well, I would give the second one like a 50%. Well, it could have been a blinky, but it was kind of like corner of my eye thing. Not exactly corner of my eye, but off to the side. Anyway, so we turned around, and if you've been on Trevor's walks, then you would know that the whole time they're just sharing like ghost stories, cemetery stories,
Yeah.
just whatever stories. And I was doing the meditation the whole time. I wasn't talking. I was just thinking and walking, trying to walk in a straight line. And so we turn around, and I remember. Well, I don't remember actually. I don't remember if we passed this like pine tree that was blocking our view of the sky, and like I know there was a tree somewhere, but I don't know if we just walked past it and then saw this gigantic light in the sky, or I can't remember exactly what, but all of a sudden, up and to the left, in front of us, is this ginormous light in the sky. And I've been looking up the entire time. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. I didn't think, oh my gosh, alien. I thought, what is that? And I stopped walking, and there's like 5 or 6 of us there. Everyone stopped walking. And Trevor was sharing a story. He just lost track of the story. He didn't know what was going on. We're all just staring at this gigantic light that just came out of nowhere. Still recording? Okay. And it sits there for like 20 seconds, probably. And Kevin,
Oops.
it sat there long enough that Kevin
Nope.
brought out his like app that shows where the planes are. and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, it's not a plane. And then Caleb has an app that shows where the satellites are. So like you just point your phone up to the sky, and if there's a satellite that's supposed to be there, then it'll show the satellite. And he said he did that, then it wasn't there. There's nothing there. Just this gigantic light. And then all of a sudden it started moving. And it moved probably about this fast. And as it was moving, so if you see that
Yeah.
star, I want to see if I can get it on camera. My laser. Okay, so that star, wow, you can't even see that. That's like one of the brightest ones on the camera. Okay, anyway, the brightest star, times that by 10.
Yeah.
That's how bright it was.
Wow.
But, and as it started moving, it was coming into the atmosphere a little bit like it's coming in like into the atmosphere basically, and like it was coming down, and then it like changed course and started heading back out after probably 6 seconds of it moving. It changed directions and went out. But and the weirdest part was as soon as it started moving, about each second that went by, I don't remember it getting any dimmer, but it was getting about 10% smaller, even though it got closer 100%. You could just tell. But the light was getting smaller, about 10% each second that went by. And it did that until it just disappeared, until it was nothing. And we tried our hardest to call it back. And a half hour later, we got back to this parking lot. We're standing in a circle. Isaac is out here by now because I texted him. I'm like, dude, huge UFO. And he was out here instantly. He was supposed to come on the walk. And he's like, I'll just meet up with you guys. And I don't know how that's supposed to work because we're not going to be here if he gets here late. I don't know. But, so he shows up. We're standing in a circle and literally almost in the same spot. So like the first time, it was probably around here in the sky. And then it came. Did you see that? Whatever that was.
Oh yeah.
Wait, did it do it again?
Yeah.
Was it like right there?
Yeah.
That might have been a blinky.
Well, no, I saw it flash right when I looked over to what you were pointing at, and then it did it a second time, and you caught it the second time.
Well, yeah, like at the corner of my eye, I saw it the first time. I was like, was that a flash? And I was like, I'll ask Max if he saw it. And then I looked, like, I wasn't really looking there anymore. I looked back over to the right and saw out of the corner of my eye again a flash right next to it. And so, but you saw both?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's pretty much your first blinky. The camera might have got that, I'm not sure. Anyway, so we're standing in this circle just talking. And it showed up again. Like just boom. Except this time it was about half as bright and half as big. It was still very big. And it didn't move. It was there for 3 seconds. And then it started, and it did it much faster the second time. It faded out the same exact way, but it didn't move. It probably faded out in like less than a second, but it did the whole like 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. Like someone was like had like a dial and was just like. And Isaac didn't see it because it was right behind him. But that was the craziest one that I've seen. Trevor, I don't know if he's told you anything that he's seen, but the he says that he's seen something even crazier than the best one that I just described. Yeah, I'll kind of, I don't know the whole story, but I'll tell the gist of it. He said that they were out here. I don't know where they were exactly, but they were out doing a CE5, and they were staring at the sky for like an hour, and then he said like 9 of the stars that had been there the whole time started like moving in a formation. He said that they got in like a circle and they were going in a circle, and then he said that they all just shot out in a different direction, all of them, all at once.
What the heck?
Yeah, that does sound pretty crazy.
So we're going to see another object in the sky come out of nowhere, and this one is moving really slow, but it does the usual thing of not there and then shows up, gives us a really good flash, and pieces out. And that was just a fast forward at the end there. It didn't just zoom away like it looked.
you try to talk to them, do you like visualize what you're trying to say, or do you literally just say the words?
I say the words. I don't know if you're supposed to, but
Well, I just mentally tried to ask it to let me see it, because I haven't seen it like very good yet. I tried to do it like visually without speaking.
yeah, I do both.
Well, I guess I kind of said the words too. I was like, said the words while trying to picture it.
We are getting to the end of the video. There's probably just a couple of shooting stars left. And I just want to say, if you have stuck around and watched the entire video, I'm really grateful. I want to say thank you to that. And if you want to hit that sub button, if you enjoyed the video, I would love you forever. And, you know, um, my goal for this channel is to get a UFO on camera, and I don't care how long it takes. It may take a very long time, but I love doing this stuff. And if you want to be there for when I do get one on camera, then yeah, hit that sub button. But anyway, thanks again and have a good night.